had to pretend to be mean just to survive. Finn liked to think of it as though his entire family had escaped from the bad world when he was only a baby, but he knew that wasn't completely true. His father had died in the other world. He'd been killed. And could you really say that his family had escaped when the bad people had found a way to follow them? And when Finn, Emma, and Chess, and their friend Natalie had to go back to the other world again and again, and they still hadn't ended all the danger? "We're going to fix everything," Finn said now. "We're going to make it so the bad guys never bother us again. We'll make it so they never bother anyone again, even in the other world." Mom ruffled Finn's hair. She always did that. If he'd wanted to, Finn could have closed his eyes and imagined that the last month of his life hadn't happened, and he was still just a goofy little kid whose worst problems were that his hair stuck up, whether anyone mussed it or not, and he had trouble remembering not to talk all the time in class. But Finn kept his eyes open and fixed on Mom's face. "You're so brave," she whispered. "My little Finn. Who knew?" She turned to Chess. "And you and Emma?" "Mom, we really shouldn't stay here long," Chess said gently. "I just need one box from upstairs, and then I'll be ready. I don't think Emma wanted much more than that." Mom squared her shoulders. "Then Finn and I will get everything I need from the boring room," she said. The boring room was what the Greystone kids had always called their mother's basement office. It had turned out not to be so boring after all. Finn hoped neither Mom nor Chess noticed how hard he had to work to quell a shiver of fear as he started walking toward the stairs. Halfway down the steps, Mom sniffed, made a face, and laughed. "I guess you were all too busy rescuing me to clean Rocket's kitty litter, huh?" she asked. "It wasn't my turn," Finn said. "Honest." And just for a moment, this felt normal and right to argue over chores. But the Greystones' pet cat, Rocket, was still at Natalie's dad's house, and there was no telling when they'd be reunited. And when Finn reached the bottom of the stairs, the first thing he saw was a pile of Hot Wheels cars. Emma had dumped them on the floor a week ago when she and Chess had received an unpleasant surprise. "We won't have any surprises today," Finn told himself. "See? This is just our normal basement rec room, and that's just Mom's normal boring room over there." He trailed Mom into the boring room with its empty desk and vacant bookshelves. And then Finn couldn't pretend anything was normal, because the secret door to the hidden space behind the boring room hung wide open. Mom turned on the light and ducked through the secret doorway to peer around at the shelves holding canned food and boxes of cash. The shelves at the back of the secret room were cracked and sagging, but that was the only sign that a tunnel had once lain behind those shelves, leading into the other world. Mom picked up a can of tuna fish and absent-mindedly rolled it back and forth in her hands. "I thought I was so well prepared," she muttered. Finn grabbed one of the boxes. "We should take the cash," he said, because anybody could have figured that out. He opened the box. It was empty. "The police already took it as evidence," Mom said. "Mr. Mayhew explained all about that." Mr. Mayhew was Natalie's dad. "I'll have to go down to the police station and claim it, and I just haven't felt up to doing that yet. You know, I may have to lie." "Because the police don't know about the other world," Finn said. "They don't know you were trapped there. Because they can't know about the other world." This made Mom snort and nearly giggle, and it was like having normal Mom back, before everything happened Mom back. "Can you imagine telling them the truth?" she asked. "They'd never believe me." "Honest, officer," Finn said as though she'd asked him to act it out. "You really don't want to meet your evil twin." Mom's smile faded. "Finn, remember, we're from the other world," she murmured, still rolling the tuna can back and forth in her hands. "You can't assume one world's all good and the other's all evil. I have to believe that everyone in the other